Yeah.
All right.
I think I'll be okay.
All right. You guys both are ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
Hey, man.
All
Good
right.
luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
All right. Well, let me count you guys down here. Oh, there we go. Streams are up. All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Good
See you in a
luck.
bit.
All right. Here we go. Game 3. Baertaffy versus HCJustin, the final match of the day. Both players off to a rousing start here. Justin not doing the spin jump there, but Baer not quite making it over the saw. And again, we're looking to see kind of which player here gets past these spiny jumps faster. That's been the huge roadblock for all the players except for Ryan, is this section right here. Justin, though, first trying a sight read there by Justin through the spiny section. And that is a good start for him, but Baer doesn't seem that far behind. Gets the mid jump in there. And Justin seems to have, I think he's trying to fix his audio. So a bit of lost time there, but a definite strong start from Justin as we move forward here. And we'll see which player can get a sizable lead first here, as Baer instantaneously makes it as well, but doesn't quite get out of that, whereas Justin did make it out of that saw. So Justin's still maintaining a slight lead here, but both players with solid progress. Baer, ooh, the consistency, the lead, he takes it right there. And look at this. Look at this progress from Baer. He does jump into the falling thwomp, but that's what we saw from Ryan, that absolute lightning fast pace. That is another strong sign now. Both players looking incredibly good now moving forward, but Justin kind of slowing down early as Baer makes it right back in. Look at the pace. Again, if either of these players, now Justin, he does slow down though. He takes it a bit too slow, but he's able to regain his momentum, but doesn't do a full jump. And now Baer just doesn't seem to care. He's just making it through that spiny section every single time. Justin, in the meantime, gonna need to trust his momentum and stop making these little mistakes here and there, because right now he's looking like, or excuse me, Baer is looking like he's gonna have an incredible pace here, but the falling thwomps are looming. How will the players react to that? Justin, again, not doing quite the right full jump there. Baer back into the single spiny, out of the single spiny, onto the falling thwomp. Let's see how he reacts. First try through there, onto the next falling thwomp section. He's going to go too low. He's too low.
Okay, so you got to go for the first hop over there, I think. I think I actually might have had to trigger him a little
Ridiculous pace from Baer. Ridiculous pace from Baer.
It might be the thing there. Ah, damn.
He is so close already to that first checkpoint, only 3 minutes in. Justin, in the meantime, I think he has that in him. I think he has that burst of speed in him, but he's taking this a bit too slow. He has made it past here now. He's looking to maybe get past the section he got stuck in, but he dies to the single spine he saw. Baer, the consistency. Oh, he does slow down here. That's not going to work. He will hit that spike, or excuse me, that saw. Justin, bit of a high jump there. Hits the saw. Baer with a little bit of a skip there. A little speedrunning strat there. Skips a spiny. Very interesting strat there. Back onto the falling thwomps. Oh, jumps underneath.
Damn it. Really close to that first checkpoint, though, or at least what I assume to be the first checkpoint.
Realizes he's close.
Those are the best.
We'll listen on Justin here for the time being. We'll switch to Baer if he gets close again, but he's looking.
I don't know why it's very funny to me to call it a blount. Like,
Oof, into the
I
thwomp.
almost want to like full on belly laugh. It's so stupid. I have a very simple mind. It's nice. It's pleasant.
Justin's just still doubting his momentum.
Blunk. I like that. Blunk is really good. Ooh, Blunk's really good.
Both players into the spiny tunnel. Both players out. Baer with a little bit of a lead here on this run. Justin into the single spiny, but can't quite make it. Baer
Almost.
into the saw from the falling thwomp. Baer has finally slowed down a bit here.
Walk up.
Giving Justin maybe a potential chance here to catch back up. Can't quite get this single spiny down. We've seen Baer and Ryan dominate the single spiny.
I don't know what to say during this. I have nothing cool to talk about today. That's my problem. And I feel like talking eases me through the process.
Bring Justin back down here. But right now, Baer with a small lead in terms of progress, but a large lead in terms of consistency. He is making it to the falling thwomps almost every time. This is what we saw from Ryan, but he's doing the same thing that Ryan did as well, which is kind of take the final falling thwomp section a bit too quickly. Justin with another chance here at the single spiny. Takes a big jump, but hits the wall and gets bounced back. Baer there again. Does the same thing, actually. Goes a bit too high, bounces off the wall, and both players back to the start. Justin starting to gain consistency on the spiny section, though. Into the single spiny, makes it through. Progress for Justin. Onto the falling thwomp, but jumps into it. I think every single player almost has done that. I'm not sure if it was all 6 of them, but I think 5 of the 6 of them all jumped right into that thwomp when the first time they saw it, which I think is very interesting. Baer again with the consistency here onto the falling thwomp. He's got the single, times it well, onto the 3s. Has good timing here, might be a little too low. He is.
So close, right there, dude, right there. Okay.
Just misses it. But right now, his consistency is key. Already back to the single falling thwomp. Already through. Another chance. A little low here, though. Might be out of time. Yes.
Man, you got to get momentum. You got to get some momentum there, too.
He's understanding it, though. He's understanding it quickly.
It's a scary place, that little section. Lots of ways you can goof that up, and I shouldn't have hit the wall there either.
But Baer almost mirroring Ryan in progress right now.
Take it easy. You can do this.
Oof. Clips the edge of the spiny there. Justin with the burst of progress here into the tunnel. Doesn't quite make it.
There's some dumb deaths. That's the thing. Is you're not going to be able to go through an entire hour-long portion of Super Mario Maker 2 and not make some stupid mistakes. It's going to happen. So you just got to be ready for that and recover nicely.
Justin with another chance here. Out here onto his second attempt at the falling thwomp. Isn't going to make it.
You go all the way down, you son of a bitch? I thought it was going to come back up. It just floats away.
Misreading the objective there. I just wasn't expecting that. Ugh. Baer with another smooth run here, but clips the thwomp with a jump, or a small jump, I should say. Justin has gotten more consistent. We didn't see this from Jasky. Consistency on the single spiny. That's huge for Justin. Baer with a chance here.
We're gonna have this so soon.
Too low, I think.
That's not even close. Okay.
We're back to Justin, who takes another early death. We'll see how hard Justin struggles with the 3 thwomps. He's still stuck on the single falling thwomp. But both players pretty close now. Justin has made up some ground. Baer takes another early death. Justin with more progress. Into the single spiny. Out of the single spiny, but doesn't get the momentum and dies to the side of the thwomp. Another early death for Justin.
What a sloppy boy.
See
How many
it.
minutes in am I?
See if
It
Baer can
feels
have
like
a good
I'm like
run
2
here.
minutes in, but I know it's got to be like 10.
He does. Here he goes. This is looking good.
Oh, that was it. Okay, I've got it. Real God Wolf.
Baer has it. He says he has it. It seems like he does.
Gifted subs, buddy. Appreciate it.
He took the jump properly, just mistimed it, Justin. Onto the falling thwomp, onto the single. Jumps much too early, though. Even if he hadn't hit that saw, I don't think he would have made it. Baer with the chance here. Ooh,
Too high that time, man.
Bear is
But I'm
so
starting to figure
close.
that out for sure. And I hit the wall there again. Anaria!
Both players, it's really going to come down now, I think, to the second section. I think both players are looking very nice and consistent through here. Justin, again to the single spiny, onto the falling thwomp. Times it well, but doesn't jump. He had it, but does not jump. That's huge. He won't be able to see the next objective now. Bear with a chance here. I think he's too low. Yes. He just falls a bit too low again. So close. He has the right idea, just needs to execute. Another early death for Bear. Justin, progress. Potentially here. Oh, it goes too high on the spiny. But you can see that height, that extra height that Justin has is giving him a better consistency rate through that than Jasky had. Although Bear opting for the mid jump though and kind of nailing it, surprisingly. A chance here. He's got it.
Let's go! Woo!
Bear on checkpoint 1. I think was that faster than Ryan? That might have been faster than Ryan.
Up here.
Baertaffy. A huge bounce back from last week. And look at the immediate progress through section 2.
Nice, okay. Real Godwolf. Thanks for the 200 bits, buddy. Appreciate it.
Ryan slowed a bit on this second
This is
section.
actually, this is very similar to another set of obstacles that Apollo put in a previous stage. One of his 2-something stages. It had
Believe.
a similar set of things where he had to ride these thwomps down.
Believe Bear is talking
the other
about
direction, weirdly.
1-6. I think that's Seas and Saws.
Okay,
A level
so
similar to this
did it right
one.
the first time.
Every player seemingly trying to jump down there.
Ooh, that's so close.
An interesting strat, an unnecessary strat even. But if it works, it works. Justin, another good run here into the single spiny. Makes it through onto the first falling thwomp.
Gonna play
Too low.
some coldies. I don't know. I gotta see. It might not happen till Monday though. I gotta see if we got folks.
Ooh, I like that. New potential coldies tonight. Are you kidding me? I know I'm supposed to be running a show here, but when you get me excited about coldies, I mean that's just a little bit of a pog chant for me. Anyway, back to the game at hand. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. Right now, Justin needs to get this checkpoint. We saw what pace can do for Ryan, and Bear is on an even faster pace right now. Justin has to get this first checkpoint, but he's taking so many deaths. Right now, the key to this map is consistency. I can't repeat it enough. And right now, Bear is the winner in that regard. The more deaths Justin takes early, the better chance Bear has at winning here. Bear, a bit of a low jump there. Still hasn't gotten too far in the second section, but we saw the same thing from Ryan. Justin, still taking early deaths. But Bear, still struggling here. I feel like all players have struggled on this specific section right here because of how quickly you need to take the jumps. If you jump too high, your jump takes longer. And that causes you to miss the thwomp and hit the saw. Justin really needs to make up time right now. He made a comeback last week. He has the chance to do it again, but right now he needs to stop dying early. He is losing so much time here. Bear, in the meantime, progress being made into the backward sections, making good time, making great progress here. Look at this. Oh.
Fuck me. Dude. Okay, clearly that was helpful.
Bear looking so strong right now. Seems like he made some kind of change, it sounds like. I'm not sure what.
Okay, I understand why that happened. I don't get it, dude, but I am so much better when I see it for the first time than I am at any subsequent point. It's so weird. Woo! Jeez. Ah, damn. Okay. Yeah. See, like, and I instinctually somehow got that on the first go.
Justin has a chance at the
Even though
falling
that's a very
thwomp here.
difficult one, clearly.
Oh, goes too fast,
The
though.
adrenaline, man. Yeah. Don't think, just react. Exactly.
Let's listen in on Justin here. He's struggling a bit on this first section still. We've seen that with a lot of players.
I'm not looking at chat for at least a minute because I don't want the spoilies.
Justin going without chat spoilers here. Wants
Too much
to...
pressure. I'm gonna stare straight onto the game. I'm always at an angle. This is how you know I'm serious. I think I might go back to the angle. He's pogging up.
Baer is slowing down here. He had that good run, but a lot of early deaths in the second section. We've talked about how the time can really matter there. But the same thing is happening with Justin as did with Jasky. There's just a significant amount of deaths on the early section. The only good thing for Justin here is that he seems to not struggle with the single spiny, which is something that Jasky struggled with a lot. Back onto the falling thwomps. Justin with an opportunity here. Jumps way too high. Into the saw he goes. In the meantime, Baer back onto the track. Has a good run going here. Ooh, little too late. Little too late again. Taking those jumps a bit too high. Justin gaining back a bit of consistency. Back onto the single falling thwomp here. He's struggled with this, and he's still struggling.
Let's go.
Trying to keep his confidence, though.
With those parachutey boys. Yo, thank you for the raid. Hello.
He knows he's struggling with this one obstacle. Interesting, we haven't seen very many people struggle with the single parachute. It's really been the three falling thwomps that have been the big block point. But again, every obstacle is different. Every obstacle is different for every player. Right now, Baer has definitely taken a huge hit on speed for this section. I get the phrasing of that as a bit scuffed, but you guys know what I mean. Justin needs a checkpoint. He needs it quickly. Time was running out for Justin, but now with Baer's struggle, Justin has been given a window, and he needs to take it right now, but he still hasn't even really seen the full extent of the three falling thwomps. He hasn't really given it a real attempt just yet, which is going to cost him a lot of time. And again, if you have a lot of these early deaths like he's having, the time it takes you to retry that section is a lot. It's a huge amount of time. And that can really, really dampen a run. I think that's why we saw Baer and Ryan do so well. They just didn't have these kinds of deaths that Justin and Jasky had. And so that gave them a lot of very quick attempts, and they never really hit that regression because they never had time to. They did so well that they skipped the regression, whereas Justin here, as we can see, is having issues with that. Good. Oh, Justin had the right timing there, but he didn't do a full jump. That can be big. If he does repeat that timing and get it consistently, then he will start to make some more progress. Baer finally getting out of that first section. He was kind of struggling there. He hasn't seen the long jump yet. Oh, dips into the lava. It looks like Baer might be taking more of a line that Mathis took here. It'll all come down to those long jumps. How quickly will Baer get the long jumps? That was the difference between Ryan and Mathis. Ryan got those long jumps pretty quickly. Mathis struggled a bit more. Justin into the single spiny, but misses his momentum. Baer has a chance at the long jump here. Ooh, not enough momentum. did not get a good enough jump there, and so did not even see the rest of the jumps. Progress for him, though. Needle moved. Justin needs to get this checkpoint. We've seen how quickly this map can be completed. Another attempt at the falling thwomp here. He's made it onto the 3. Can he first try it? I don't think so.
Oh.
Much too low.
I just got to do it quicker.
He knows what he needs to do, though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Can he get a repeat performance? Can he get back there quickly is the question. No, another death. Bear with another attempt at the long jumps here. Ooh.
Fuck that. Fuck.
Frustration building here for Bear. This is not the time to get frustrated when you have a lead like this. You got to keep the pace consistent. We've seen how Justin can make a comeback. So Bear needs to keep his pace. Losing it here into the thwomp, but Justin takes another death. You gotta wonder how many chances Justin could have had here to catch up if he stopped taking so many of these early deaths. And it seems like as we've watched all 3 of these games, the big difference maker has been this first checkpoint. Justin with another attempt here. Bear does not get the momentum. Justin into the side of the thwomp. Still struggling with that single falling thwomp, costing him a lot of time. Bear still with a comfortable lead, though. And we're looking again at that moment, like, if Bear can get this next checkpoint, it's almost certainly already over for Justin. We've seen how fast the 3rd checkpoint is, how quickly players have completed it. Both Mathis and Ryan with close to 10-minute times. Justin, another attempt at the falling thwomp, and another death. Early death for both players there. But still time for Justin. Bear is getting a little frustrated again. We saw how that impacted his play last week. But it just won't matter if Justin can't stop dying on these early jumps. You got to imagine he's only probably a couple attempts away at the falling thwomps. But he just can't seem to get there. Bear with a good run here, though. Another attempt at the long jump. He's going to go back.
What? I didn't know it just sat there and left.
Unfortunate for him. Ryan made the same mistakes there. Or the same mistake. We got to listen on Justin, though. See how he's faring.
Oh, no.
I think the pressure is also getting to Justin as well here.
All right, that's a full reset I just did. On my heart and mind. Fuck. I thought I was going to do good on that one. Nah, dude, I think I'm not doing well on this. I felt so smooth on this like 20 minutes ago. It's got to be 20 minutes ago now, though, right? My concept of time is shattered. I haven't looked at a clock, and I refuse to.
Falling thwomp for Justin. He is.
But I feel like I'm taking absolutely forever. 24. All right, that's not as bad. Honestly, I thought you were going to say like 40 minutes. I was going to be like, what? How'd that happen? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to have to go back to my power stance after this. I moved from one power
Bear
stance into
has a chance.
different power stance.
Better go!
But I
You
think I'm
better
using
go!
the wrong power
He's got
stance
it!
here. I'm going to have to go back to
sir.
the first one.
Woo! Okay. That's how we do it. Sight read.
This
Okay.
has to be it for Justin already, with Bear on the third checkpoint, or his third section, excuse me.
Thanks for the 510. Let's go.
Can Bear beat Ryan? Can Bear get first place here?
Okay.
He has a chance.
Wow.
He has an opportunity.
A little trickier. I can see what it's going for on the other part there, though, as well, though. That's going to be already pretty tough. But I can see that it wants me to create, like, a series of ascending thwomps. How easy that's going to be is up to...
Bear has about 10 minutes, or less than 10 minutes now.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Justin,
Which one do you go on after?
so close. Bear making good progress here. Oh,
okay, and then he got a little buddy down there. Karen, dear.
we're going to stick with Bear here, as he could very easily finish this level at any point now.
The 19 months on the pile, buddy. Welcome on back in. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. And yeah, please, the one consistent rule we've had in here through the Checkpoint League is to please not let me know how the other competitor is doing alongside me this week. I do not want to know how Justin's doing.
Oof.
Oh, okay, that's a little faster. I didn't realize. Yeah, that is a thing you can adjust, huh? Is like the speed that those parachutes go.
Bear not knowing where his opponent is could be helpful, could be hurtful. Potentially keeps him focused. Justin still looking to try to get a level completion at the very least. He's onto the falling thwomp. Onto the triple. Takes too much time again, though. Can maybe recover it? No! So close. If he had just taken a little bit less time. Bear struggling with these double saws, though. We saw Ryan get that pretty quickly. We saw Mathis get it pretty quickly as well. Those double saws not posing too much of an issue for both those players. Bear seems to be getting it. Here we go. Bear has a chance. Will he sight read it? No, he did a double jump.
Ooh, man. Dren LP. Nope.
Unfortunately, does a double jump and takes a death in the spike trap section. Justin, back to the falling thwomp. He's struggled. Can he get there? He looks like he lost his momentum.
Why is that so difficult for me?
Lost his momentum. Bear back to the final section. Taking double jumps again. Oh.
Again, I really shouldn't be dying there. I don't know how I get through the first three so easily, and then that's where I die. That's just silly, man.
Bear's still looking to potentially take the first place time here. He's got consistency now.
Good.
Over the saws. Oh.
What?
That was a tough
That's
hitbox.
bullshit. Reel back the tape. Take a look at the pixels. Bullshit.
We'll join back with Bear when he gets back to that spike trap section. But it's looking pretty clear that Bear will have this one in the bag. And what this essentially means, barring an amazing comeback, is that Ryan will be the only undefeated player left in the Checkpoint League. Justin really seeming to struggle with this first section, just like Jasky. Bear, another shot here. Has kind of struggled with the spike traps.
There we go.
Has a chance. 2 more jumps. Oh, doesn't get far enough.
I think you just have to go for it there, don't you? Okay.
Understands what he needs to do, though.
It's another yeet.
Bear. Very consistent.
Oh, boy.
Got a little behind, but caught back up. Over. Here it is. Oh, too high.
Dude, it's right there. there. It's right
Too
there.
high.
Holy shit, we're right there. It's right there. Oh my God.
Almost with the sub 30.
I'm gonna beat this
So
level.
close.
I'm gonna beat this fucking stage, man. Hell yeah. Easy. Easy money.
Another shot here. Just
Let's
needs
go.
to get the mid jump.
Ooh.
He might have it. He's got it.
Let's go, baby.
Bear
Go.
with the exact 30-minute time. It may have been
sweat.
30:01.
Not a fucking problem today.
My goodness.
World Recce. 30 minutes flat, no problem, dude.
Good Lord,
Yes,
what
sir.
a time.
That is how it's done. The recovery. They counted him out. They counted him out end of week 2. They said, oh, this top contender Bear, I don't think so. Weak sauce. Doesn't know how to do it. Can't quite cut it. But now they're thinking, hold on. Hold on a second here. Maybe he just wasn't in his wheelhouse. Maybe we're selling him a little short. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Baertaffy.
Oh, baby! It feels good, man, especially after last week. Shit.
What a run. 30 minutes, essentially flat on that time. Extremely impressive.
That first section was no sweat. Second section gave me a little bit of a hiccup, but after that, I was feeling it, man. That was clean. I feel real good.
It was an incredible run. You've obviously taken the victory here. Justin is still fighting on that first section, which has been the difference maker. It seems
Yeah.
like the people who have done well conquered the first section, whereas others very much struggled on it.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that.
But you join Ryan in being the only two to complete the map. And,
Now, hold on. How quickly did Ryan?
Now, Ryan's time was pretty close to yours. Do you think yours was better, or do you think he got it?
I think mine was better.
Yours was better by 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, maybe. All
You
right.
take first place overall in the time, and you improve your record to 2-1.
All right. I'm back in it, baby. I was feeling the hurt a little bit, but I'm back in.
Oh, absolutely. We'll see if you can have a repeat performance next week. And you're welcome to come if you want to commentate over Justin's run. We're going to see if he can finish for tiebreaker purposes, but otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, you know what? I'll do that very thing, and I'm gonna raid your channel in the process.
All right, appreciate it. I'm going to go let Justin know what's going down, and I'll join back up.
All right.
Justin,
Hi.
I unfortunately have to let you know that Baertaffy has completed the level.
Yes. No, I've been informed.
Yes, but as I said in the Discord, you can still complete the level for tiebreaker purposes.
Yeah.
And you have,
I'm still working. on
Yeah,
it.
you have about 30 minutes to do so. So good luck, and we're going to keep watching.
Thank you. Let me know when I'm done.
We'll do. I'll join back in. Alrighty then. Well, a rather thrilling day for map completions. We saw our first 2 map completions. We still potentially see our third with Justin, although his track definitely seems to be the same as we saw with Jaski's, which was just, a good starting pace, but a tough. Just a tough round. Again, the difference maker was this first section. As we'll go ahead and we'll bring down Bear's stream, and we'll just keep an eye on Justin here for now. Congratulations again to Bear for moving up to 2-1, and Justin down as well to 2-1. Now 3 people tied for second place, and Ryan alone at the top 3-0. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on Justin here as he's still trying to make it through this last falling thwomp section. It's been a struggle. I mean, we saw Bear and Ryan just absolutely fly through the spinies and the starting thwomps with very few deaths, which gave them really easy access to the falling thwomps, which are definitely the harder section for sure. Whoa. Justin going for some kind of like speed strat there. I don't think I've seen that yet. Hello, welcome. So how do you feel about that map overall? It was a quick one, but still
It was a lot easier.
definitely. That was our easiest map for sure.
Okay, so that it's not going to get any easier.
No, that is the floor of difficulty.
All right. It felt like too easy, to be honest with you. Like and I don't want to say that because, well, thankfully it's too late for you to change any of the maps, so there's nothing you can do. But like it was like noticeably, especially like compared to the first map that we did in week 1, which was kind of a similar challenge.
Yeah,
that one was much more difficult than this one.
Yeah, no, there's this map. I told this to Dan before his game, but this map was basically a response to the first 3 levels. So this is 3, 4, and the first 3 were chat was telling me, hey, you're making these levels too difficult, and I kind of agreed with them. They were too difficult. So yeah. I brought the difficulty down and wanted to create like a uneasiest level, and then use that as like a metric for the rest of the levels, and that's how this one was created essentially.
Okay.
But yeah, no, there are some levels that are on this side of things, the easier side of things, but none of them are at this level quite of easiness.
How many more Kaizo levels are there?
There are, so I would say there aren't any levels that are 100% Kaizo. That was the only 100% one.
Oh, thank Christ.
But there are 2 levels with still a significant amount of Kaizo in them. But they're not exactly the same. They're different kind of Kaizo levels.
All right. As long as that was the worst of it, I'm okay. I'm happy.
Well, I didn't necessarily wasn't the worst of it.
You didn't say that. Yeah, that's true. I wanted to believe that though.
There is definitely a level that is the second most difficult level of the tournament that is in that category.
Yeah. And Justin is so consistent getting up to the end here. I can't believe he hasn't gotten through it yet.
Yeah, the falling thwomps are tough. I mean, you and Ryan both got them very quickly, but the reason that they're tough is that you want to let the thwomps fall so you don't hit your head.
Right.
But if you let them fall too much, then you can't make the jump anymore.
Yeah, it's very fine balance up there.
And that combines with the need of momentum. You need to have a little bit. If you stop on that third thwomp, you'll never make it.
Mm-hmm. No, I appreciated this one, to be honest, man. This was much needed respite this week.
The levels are in a way that they basically get more and more difficult. Then another easy level hits, then they get more and more difficult. And then an easy level hits. But it's, like I said, like this is the easiest, so it's only going to get worse from here. Of course, we have some extraordinarily difficult levels as well. Like we've seen the easiest level, we've seen a sort of difficult level, but we have not seen the upper end of difficulty by any means. And I'll be interested to see how players approach those levels, because it's going to be different, you know. For the levels we've had, you know, every checkpoint has been reached in each of the levels. It's just some of them haven't been beaten. But all the checkpoints have been got. There are some levels coming up where we might not even see checkpoints. It's possible.
I
Justin's got it.
Believe that. Oh, nice.
He finally gets past the falling thwomps. And how much time does he have left? 22 minutes is plenty of time to complete the stage.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's a bit behind Mathis, I want to say. I think Mathis got here in 36 minutes. I don't remember. But we saw Mathis struggle a little bit on the second section. I think he struggled the most of all the players who got to it. But he completed the stage with 1 minute overtime.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he just missed completing the stage in time for the tiebreaker point.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what Justin is looking for here is that later tiebreaker, which could be really important. I mean, we have 3 players already tied at 2-1 now with the overall standings.
Yeah, I like that as a tiebreaker. I think that's great. Gives us extra incentive to see him through to the end here too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've told my chat, I think there's 2 more levels that are completable by certain players. I didn't think that last week's map was going to be completable, but a lot of people got really close Like
Who
last
got
jump
close?
Justin, Jasky, and Ryan all got close.
Oh man, Jasky is such a wild card, dude.
He has had the toughest schedule so far. He is so he's played against the person who placed first this week. Or no, you got farther than Ryan. So he played against the person who placed second this week. He played against the person who placed first last week, and then he played against I can't remember who he played against in week 1.
That was me.
It was you. He played against you, and you got second place. There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, his schedule's been a nightmare. So he's gonna have, like, he hasn't played Mathis or Dan yet. And I don't want to say Dan's a free win. That's a bit rude. But
how did Dan do today as well?
Dan did not get to the first checkpoint, unfortunately.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, he even said that he was disappointed in his own performance because he knew that this was a more straightforward map.
Yeah. No, I thought he'd be able to at least get the first checkpoint here.
Yeah, no, that's the difference. I mean, Jasky got the first checkpoint with not a lot of time left. So, and Jasky's a very strong player we've seen. So I've been really reiterating to people that any obstacle any player can react differently to any obstacle.
Yeah.
So at any point in a run, a player can get stuck and another player can make up ground.
I don't know how surprised you were to find that I was struggling so much last week, but I was 0% surprised by it because I am not good at those sorts of Mario mechanics, man. It's just, I can't figure it out.
Yeah, I expected more of that, I think. I was surprised rather with how well some of players did with the Kaizo mechanics. 'Cause I thought all 6 of you had no knowledge whatsoever in Kaizo mechanics. And some people did really, really well. And that's going to be, I mean, you might want to look into practicing that for those upcoming levels.
I guess so. Yeah, fuck.
I think everyone has shown that some levels are not their cup of tea. Like, I think you struggled with last week's Kaizo map. Jasky struggled with this week's spin jump map, and there's more Kaizo and there's more spin jump. And we saw both Mathis and, I mean, we saw most players struggle with like the normal map from week 1. Pretty much the only person who has absolutely flying colors to every map is Ryan. Yeah. He is now kind of the villain of the tournament. He's the only undefeated player left. And he has done very, very well for himself.
But not as good as me.
Well, this week.
Yeah, this week specifically.
He's going to be rematching Mathis next week, though. And next week's map is another map where you don't necessarily, it's a straightforward map, but it has a twist. It has a twist to it that could very easily cause any individual player a kind of an issue. Like, if players don't understand it, then it could definitely cause them problems moving forward. I watched Panga play the map, and he struggled on a section I didn't think that he would struggle with because he didn't really play the map in exactly the way that was intended. Yeah. He didn't quite understand it.
I usually am able to, like, that was another thing I was really struggling with last week too, is when I can't figure out what to do. That's just such a huge hurdle, you know, like when you understand what you're supposed to do in any given obstacle, that makes it so much easier because it's all just about execution at that point. But when it's a mystery to me, I'm just lost.
Yeah, and that's the issue with those Kaizo maps, is that figuring out what to do is kind of part of the challenge. You know, maps like this, you just go, oh, I jump. You just jump. Kaizo maps, you go, oh, I throw the shell, jump, land on it, catch it, jump again. It's a lot more multitasking and figuring things out. Because, and I don't mean this to be insulting in a way, but rather just give you perspective. Like, that as a Kaizo level was actually a relatively simple Kaizo level in terms of like shell throwing mechanics.
I'm not surprised by that at all. Yeah, no, it's just like I said, like I can't do those things. It's just, I don't know what it is. Like, I get halfway through the process of, okay, catch shell, throw shell, move, land, and then my brain just breaks. It's like, okay, wait, what? Nope. Nothing's processing now.
Yeah, a lot of those maps, generally, you have to feel what the map maker was feeling when they made it, because there's a flow to it usually. Like, you always want to execute the same movements, and you want to throw things at the same time, and then that generally want to go.
And once you can get into that groove, that helps out so much more. But it's about finding where that groove is.
Absolutely, yeah. Like Ryan was practicing that map the other day on his stream, and he was beating the map very, very quickly, like within minutes, the whole map, because he had that groove.
Yeah.
And that's that thing you can find, and then once you have that, you're just off to the races, because it's just execution at that. Same with jumping. It's just execution at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I have to practice.
Practice does help for sure. I think even Ryan now has started to practice, which is really telling.
Yeah.
But as we move into the later weeks, at least the maps are only going to get harder, and then of course we're going to have the real difficult maps. The way I have the map scheduled now, there is a stretch of 3 very difficult maps that I'm even considering changing, because it's just 3 straight weeks of nightmare.
I already want you to, yeah.
It's tough because there are, I think, more of those maps than the easy maps, so I'm trying to space the easy maps as well as I can.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But Justin having an issue. So this first series of jumps here, I think every player has struggled with because they jump too high. And so when they're trying to do this climb, you have to do the climb quickly. But really, it's just if you jump too high, you lose that little bit of time that causes you then to hit the saw, because that extra time in the air is really costly.
I don't know if you heard how much I was talking about it on my stream as I was going, but I was trying so hard to get like a set amount of jumps that I would get on the first part there, so that I could rely on something consistently every time, where it would be like, okay, 5 jumps on the top and then 5 on the middle and then 2 on the bottom to get across.
That definitely helps.
But it never worked out that way, because where I would jump from on the cloud was slightly different. My height and bounces was slightly different. So there were just a few too many variables in that particular area to be able to consistently nail something down.
Right. Just not a good recovery there.
Yeah, he's really feeling himself
I think his
here.
first attempt at the long jump. We'll see if he can handle it. Ooh, no, he's going to be going backwards. Yep. He's the third player to do that.
Damn it. It's an important lesson to learn.
Absolutely. He's still on pace, though. Like, I feel like the progress he's made now is enough to complete the level still.
Yeah, that third section, I mean, it's been building familiarity through the course of the entire stage. But once you get to that third part, I think he'll be able to handle it.
Yeah. I definitely think if I wanted to, I could have made the third section a bit longer.
Yeah, he could have.
But I don't know. I like having a map like this where players are likely to complete the map. It's just a different feel, because, like I said, there's a lot of maps where that won't be the case.
Right.
I think a big thing this week is, like, skipping regression can save you so much time. If you complete a checkpoint really fast and you skip that, like, 10 minutes of, oh no, I'm losing at what I was already beating before, that's
huge.
I think that's what both you and Ryan accomplished today, is you never hit any regression on that first checkpoint. Oof, that's a tough death.
Man, yeah, he's getting more consistent here, though, for sure.
Yep. Another an issue Mathis ran into was deaths cost so much time on this section.
Oh, yeah, just because it's basically an auto-scroller.
It is essentially an auto-scroller, so every death is a lot of time lost. So, yeah, struggling in this section. If the race was closer, this could have been bad for a player. But
yeah,
we had 3 pretty lopsided races today, which I think is understandable with a map like this. Right, another attempt at the long jump. Went too early.
Man, he's getting so good at that part, though.
Yep. I was impressed. You did die on the first jump of the long jump, but once you actually got the first jump, you did not die on any of the other parts. Both Ryan and Mathis took deaths in later sections of the long jump.
Yeah, my chat and I were talking about it, the fact that for some reason, well, I think this is probably a common thing, especially in Mario, but like my sight reads of things are almost always better than my subsequent attempts.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like operating instinctually.
It can be such a huge benefit to get to like a final objective and complete it on the first try. You skip so many deaths doing that.
Right, because you just see what's coming.
And Justin's got 11 minutes here. I want to say he's going to need to beat this in the next couple minutes if he wants to beat that third checkpoint.
I think he's a few attempts away from getting this. He's been super consistent through the first part.
Yeah, it's going to depend on where those deaths come, though. If he dies later on, it's, again, that lot of time lost like that.
Yeah. That's a rough one. Yeah, he's running out of time quickly here. I can definitely tell what you're talking about with the with this section just taking huge chunks of time per death.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, even just getting right here, that took like 10 seconds off the spawn.
Yep. And you can tell he's frustrated with it. Mathis
Yeah,
got
that
very
gotta suck.
frustrated with the amount of time he lost on it. I mean, it probably like 1 or 2 less deaths on this section for Mathis, and he would have gotten a level completion. That's just how close it was for him.
Yeah.
And the third section, it's very, very beatable very quickly. I think all 3 of the players who got there figured out that double saw jump. That's pretty much the hardest jump, really, of that whole section is that double saw jump. And all 3 of you guys got it very, very fast.
I picked things up real quick this week, and I think it's mostly because, well, it's one of the easier tracks. And then B, it was just it's so much more visually intuitive, this design, as opposed to something like the Kaizo map from last week, where I just like I can look at it and try to analyze and figure it out, but I don't have anything that's immediately apparent to me of, oh, go this way.
Right. Yeah, no, that's that was that map because it was kind of just those Kaizo jumps. The later levels, it's more of a regular map with Kaizo mechanics integrated in, as opposed to just a strict, this is a Kaizo map with all Kaizo.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one of those maps, I don't know if we'll even see the difficult Kaizo section because the section 2 of it is so difficult. The section 2 is just regular jumps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a section that I watched for perspective. Panga played it, and a very, very good Mario Maker player, and I think he took like 15 minutes on that like second section, and that's a lot of time for someone like him.
We could probably multiply that by about 10 for each of us then.
Yeah, no, that section is extremely challenging, and I would not be surprised if that is a section that everyone gets stuck on. But even the first section of it is pretty challenging too, so I don't know. I'm interested to see how that map goes. Justin is looking less and less likely here to get a map completion.
Yeah, he's had some great recoveries, but he shouldn't have to be putting himself in the position to recover in the first place.
Yeah, if you lose your timing here, you can very quickly fall behind the thwomps. He still has a chance though. Ooh, he took an extra jump there.
Yeah, he's got to stick with what he knows is working. I don't know why he's trying to throw in a wild card move at this point. Yeah, it's gonna be real close if he ends up even making it through here, trying to get through that third section.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting this week. I feel like this week we saw a lot of variance in people's play. I think we saw you and Ryan excel in your play and play above, I think, your average. And I think we've seen Justin, Mathis, and Jasky all play. Wait, Justin's got a chance here. He's on. I think he's too far behind. Yep. That's the deaths we saw from Ryan and Mathis as well.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's another lesson, I think, right there, though. That's the first time he made it there, right?
Yep.
So I think he'll get it next time.
Yeah, but you know, we saw Justin, Mathis, and Jasky kind of play under their skill level this week. So any little difference like that can cause a lot of swing in terms of ability to win.
For sure. Feels like he's kind of letting the salt pits take him here. I don't know. Like the deaths have been a little more frequent than they were before.
Yeah, this I can attest, both watching Mathis and just my own kind of likes and dislikes in these games, and auto scroller deaths are very annoying.
Oh yeah.
And luckily this is, like I said, a very short auto scroller section, so it's not I didn't think it was that bad to include because of how short it was. Oh, he went too far to the right.
Man, he's got to be getting real frustrated.
That's the death that would cost the most time too, is a death on the long jump section.
Mm-hmm. That is true. That's one of Justin's strengths for sure, is he's almost untiltable.
The plus for him here is knowing that he doesn't, he's not competing against anyone else but the clock right now. That might actually alleviate some of the stress. But with 6 minutes left, I don't think you would have to basically sight read the third section in order to get a map completion here.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it comes down to that first section. Had he not spent, like, I feel like it's a section that could have taken any of these players 10 to 20 minutes less. Mathis, Jasky, or Justin all could have beaten that section 10 or 20 minutes faster. And that is a huge amount of time in a race like this. A huge amount of time. Ooh, that hurts.
And it's just looking less and less likely that we'll even see a second checkpoint now.
Yeah, he's still... I think that'll come down to the last second at the very least, or at least the last attempt. Because he has the tools, so he doesn't need to learn anything else.
Right, yeah, he's seen basically everything at this point.
But yeah, each attempt just is eating a ridiculous amount of time.
Yeah.
Still a good performance from him. I think he's got the 4th place locked up, I believe, here. And could still technically get to the 3rd place. Like Mathis never actually made it into the tunnel, I think. I can't remember if he made it into the final tunnel or not.
Come on, buddy. Right here, you got it.
This is... didn't get the jump.
Ah. I'm really rooting for him. Come on.
It's possible. It's there. That's what I like about this, is even once the game is over and a player has won, there's still something to root for.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a checkpoint or a map completion.
According to Mathis, he got bounced in, died, and then didn't get in again until after the clock ran
But he
out.
did make it into the tunnel then before the clock. That's what I wasn't sure about. A pretty large spread, actually, in terms of players this week. Like, we see you and Ryan with victories. We saw Mathis with a ending in the 3rd section. Looks like Justin will probably end in the 2nd section here, but the later parts of it. Jasky ended in the earlier parts of it, and Dan ended in the later parts of the 1st section. So almost all possible outcomes pretty spread out here.
Yeah, really interesting.
And I know, like I said, I think I expected more completions.
I thought Justin would do a lot better than this, that's for sure.
It's just that 1st section. Like I think this kind of progress is fine on section 2, again, just because of how long it takes to get the attempts in.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I think it was just a lot of those early deaths on the first part.
He's starting to really falter in this part now, too. I don't know what it is. He changed up his approach, I guess.
He's got a few more attempts in him here with 2 minutes left. He's made it through here. This is looking good.
Every death on the auto scroller, I wanted part of your soul to die, Apollo.
Well, like I said, there's only a couple more auto scrollers, and they're all just as short as this one. I don't think any of them are any longer. There is one that might technically be slightly longer, but it's still pretty short. It's got another twist to it. That's what I like, is that every map has a little twist.
Yeah, that's fun.
There's a map very similar to this one that will surprise people once they start playing it.
Should we expect any other fun themed elements like the forwards and backwards part of the first week?
There's that was probably the coolest thing, I think, in the whole tournament. But there are more little things like that later. Like every map is themed in some way.
Yeah.
And there is one map that I think, like I said, is what I'm talking about, that will surprise players once they start playing it, and it'll be a very fun thing to watch. I want to move the map up. I'm really excited to watch it, actually, but I gotta wait. I want to watch every map equally. I mean, obviously, I want to watch Platformality 2 the most. I think everyone wants to watch that one, even though it's just going to be everyone dying a lot. I want to watch that.
Maybe make it a 2-hour week that time.
Well, maybe, but probably not. I think this
not.
is just in his last attempt here.
All right.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he does not have enough time now.
Jeez, dude, that stinks. He found a lot of ways to die in that part.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but still a good run nonetheless. And he's still he's still tied with you and Mathis now for second place. All three of you 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, well, thanks for hopping in and commentating for the last half of this match.
Yeah,
gonna go jump in, and congratulations on your win again.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna take off then. Have
Yeah,
fun
we'll
with
see you
this.
next week.
See you later.
Justin. Oh, I think we have an audio issue. We'll get it fixed up in a second. I think his mixer.
Hello?
Oh, hello. There we go.
I had to restart Discord for some reason.
Hey, no worries. Time has run out,
Yeah.
and a good attempt. What was causing you to struggle there? You think most?
Pressing Z.
Pressing Z. Mathis
Probably
had a
Z is the one.
similar annoyance with the Z button.
The thwomps with the parachutes are just rough.
Yeah.
Not so much on this one. I feel like I could probably beat this if I kept running at it for a little bit. But on the first level, the thwomp parachutes were a little rough.
Yeah, they the timing on them is it's not too precise, but it is awkward. Like you do kind of need to go quickly, but not too quickly, or you hit the ceiling.
Yeah,
but
I don't feel so bad. I thought everyone beat the map this week,
no,
so I don't feel bad.
Yeah, only Bear and Ryan were the ones to complete the map. I think I was mentioning to Bear.
Cool.
A lot of people kind of struggled more than I think they would have this week. I think this was just a tough week for everyone.
Yeah. I feel like I had a harder time with this than previous weeks.
Yeah. It's I mean, it happens. Play can definitely vary over the course of weeks.
Yeah.
But
sure.
hey, you're still 2-1, still tied for second place overall in the standings.
Yeah.
And
Not
you've got
bad,
your
not bad.
rematch with Jasky next week.
Oh dear.
So that'll be our first of 2 rematches next week. Should be a lot of fun. But
Love to see it.
thanks for playing, and
Yeah.
we'll see you next week, man.
All right. See you later. GG.
See
Bye everyone.
All righty. Well, let's take a quick peek now at the standings. We'll take another look at them to see where we are leaving off here. Of course, Ryan at the top, 3-0, undefeated, the only remaining undefeated player. Next week, he will be having his rematch against Mathis. We'll see if he can stay undefeated and move up to 4-0.